nice, yes, very nice, yes, yum, 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 yum. Oh, hello there, yes. This is yet another momentous occasion in this silly Let's Play business. You see, my human butler has once again made many mistakes in this part. Oh, they made me guffaw and laugh and jolt with absolute laughter. Oh, yes, so I get a little tongue-tied, you see. I just get so excited when I got a few vegetables around. Yes. Now then, I hope that you enjoy this part of the playthrough. And I know I certainly have. So enjoy and have a lot of laughs. Now excuse me while I just get a nice little bit of carrot that is in my bowl. What a treat for me. Yes, I do love my treats. Take care and enjoy.
And welcome back to my Zelda 2 Let's Play. So in this part we're continuing our trek through Dungeon 2. Or Palace 2, as they're known in this game. Now, for this part, I have a little challenge for all of you. I want to know, in the comments, how many mistakes do I make? And one clue I will give right off the bat is that moment there was the first mistake. So, there you go, you got one mistake counted. But I want you to count through this video, really carefully watch the way I play, and count up how many mistakes I make, because trust me, there's a lot of them. And yeah, this recording session was the worst and the best. The worst because my gameplay was atrocious, but the best because my gameplay was atrocious, and so it made for a lot of fun thinking about what I could do with this. And I thought, rather than delete the footage or redo it to make it look better, we should keep it all in and just let you see how much of a disaster this part of the game was for me. And if you're really good at the game, you might notice extra little mistakes and things that are just odd that I'm doing. Yeah. Now, the item that we're going to get here, well, what could it be? Well, it's a nice item. I have to hand it to them. Yeah, it'll give you a hand. It's going to crush the bricks in this dungeon with my big mechanical hand. Well, that one was just literal. So, yeah. The item we just got is the handy glove, which is quite a handy glove. Okay, so basically the handy glove lets you break, well, bricks.
It's fun.
And yeah, we're going to have to go back through the palace. So I'll catch you back where we'll talk about the handy glove in a moment. And we're back after a long trek. So, down here, this is a mower. These enemies are annoying to hit and they drop fire. They also, as you can see, take a bit of experience when they hit you, but they're not too bad. You can get around them fairly easily, and if you have to fight them, a couple of downward stabs will kill them. But they're not too bad, really. Anyway, as I was saying about the handy glove, it allows you to destroy the blocks in this dungeon and other dungeons, so it's a required item to get any further into this dungeon in particular, and later in the game we're going to be using it a lot. Now and then you can find items inside the bricks, and the final level of the game has some really good things hidden inside some of the blocks rather, so it's definitely worth looking now and then, but usually you just want to use it to kind of make your way through the dungeons. So it's not great, but it's not bad. It's just sort of a required item. Now, as I kill this bubble, let's just quickly talk about what we've just had in the previous room. So, those statues spit fireballs at you. Now, you can try and carefully time it so that you can block all the shots with the shield and walk through safe, but it's kind of tricky to get the right spacing and have to stand duck all the time. So because they do such little damage, you can usually just tank the hits and just run through them. They're not too bad. But yeah, you're going to see me using a lot of the downward stab on these bubbles because it just kills them quickly, gives us that extra bit of experience that we need to get more level ups. At this point I want to try and get as many level ups as I can because we want to have a pretty good level for the next palace, because the next palace always gives me a lot of trouble and I'm dreading doing the recording for that part. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so like here for example, you can use the handy glove to kind of break a couple of blocks, but there's not really a lot of items. I think online there might be a guide or something that could tell you where certain hidden items are, but usually I just leave it until the final dungeon for searching items. Now this P block here, this P bag rather, is cruel because they put it on top of these little platforms that disappear. And so your best bet is to cast jump to guarantee you can jump a bit higher when you stab at it. But it's well worth grabbing because as always you want that experience. But it's cruel because if you don't destroy the roof ones, the roof blocks, well, you're going to fall in and that's one life gone, which is not good. Obviously. So you can see I've gone back because I thought rather than going down there I wanted to make sure that I got everything that was on this top path, and I also wanted to kill the bubble up here just for that extra bit of experience to get my level up as quick as I can. So yeah. Now another thing to note with the bubbles that's really good is they respawn. So you can easily grind on these guys now with the downward stab, as it makes things significantly easier to kill. Now, as we're making our way back to where we are after grabbing this key over here, I want to just touch upon a very bold statement that I've been making a lot lately about this game with people. I like Zelda 2 more than Ocarina of Time and Breath of the Wild. And it's mad, isn't it? Like, this game really, over those spectacles, the first 3D Zelda of Ocarina of Time, and the newest Zelda game that's gorgeous to look at, well, yeah, I think visually they're both great games for the times, but I just like the gameplay of this one more. I think eventually I will make a big video on that matter because I think there's a lot to talk about, but I just kind of want to get my general overall statements out there on how I view this game, which is honestly a lot more fun. Like, Breath of the Wild sort of drains me in the long run. Like, I'll play it, I'll have a lot of fun, but then I'll start to get a bit tired of playing it. In Ocarina of Time, because it's a very plain adventure for me, it just sort of comes and goes when I'm playing it. Yeah. Now then, are you ready to see a bit of another dumb moment? Oh, there you go, I'll give you one more. So, this looks alright, grab that pea bag, no problems, right? So, after that disaster, I decided, right, I've grabbed the pea bag, I'm just going to use the fairy spell to skip through this room, because I did not want to risk losing another life. So here you go, here's the use of the fairy. And it's quite nice that you do have the option if a room's just a bit too tough for you, and you can go through the next screen. You can use the fairy, and it's that sort of strategy that I love about this game. Thinking outside the box is how you're going to get out of this game alive. Okay, not literally, but you know, gameplay-wise. Now, one thing that I checked up recently was that the life spell, I thought it heals most of your health, but actually, when I've looked online, it says that it only heals 3 bars, and I don't know if that actually changes later in the game or not. So, if that's true, then there you go. It tells you a bit about life, so you can kind of play around it more. Still pretty good though. Definitely well worth using at any point when you're lower on health. Now, believe it or not, we're actually going to fight the boss right now. Yeah, we're only halfway through the part, and we're already at the boss. But the reason I wanted to fight the boss now is, whenever you beat a boss, they give you a bit of experience. So I wanted to make sure I got those points, and I could go back and get a level up. So this is Helmet Head, and he's not too tough. Yeah, the helmets hurt you when they touch the ground, so watch out for that. And his fireball can't be blocked, so you also have to be careful with it, but really you should just focus your attacks on him and you'll beat him pretty quickly. He's not that hard, and it's a pretty straightforward fight. Honestly, I found Horsehead a bit harder than Helmet Head, but it's an okay boss fight, I guess. It keeps you on your toes. As you can see, I nearly lost a life there. So he's not super easy, he's just very basic. But as long as you rush him down, you'll beat him in no time. So, as you can see, I'm going back just to grab a bit more experience points because I wanted to make sure that I could get another level up, since whenever you beat a palace, you get an automatic level up from putting the crystal in. So I wanted to try and get 2 level ups, just to speed things up a bit in the game with leveling up.
Oh my god, this boy is having an out-of-body experience.
And like an idiot, I of course fall back into the lava again. So, since I only have 1 life, time for fairy once again. Yeah, this wasn't a very smooth run, as you can see. I suppose as I'm going back through, I should mention, in regards to fairy, even though I really like the spell and its uses, the sound effect is very annoying. And I will say this game has a few sound effects that do get on my nerves quickly. Like, I hate being low health, because like a lot of classic games, it has an annoying beep that plays, and you've probably heard it a few times while I've been playing. So that's annoying enough. And then the fairy spell just kind of gets tedious when it's played over and over and over again on the same screen. Especially because you don't move that fast as a fairy. Like, that sound effect can get really annoying really quickly. I will say though, that most of the sound effects in regards to the general combat and enemies and things, I like them. I don't think the sound card's bad or anything in this game, and I think the overall soundtrack's amazing. I love this soundtrack, but it just has certain sound effects like the fairy and low health that are super annoying. So take it as you will. I know retro music isn't for everyone, but I really love the temple theme, as I showcased in the first part. Oh, well no, it was the second part, right, sorry. Yeah, just killing away at the bubbles, nothing much really to say, just trying to get as much experience as quick as possible, because I know the 3rd palace is always one of my worst. It's just such a bit of a jump from the first 2 palaces. Like, these ones are tough, but the fair, they don't really feel a bit annoying to go through, but the 3rd one, the enemy they introduce there just really gets on my nerves and is always a pain for me to go through. It's never a fun time. But we have the downward stabs, so we can get through things. Oh, and we got a lucky P bag. So hey, things are coming up my way. Got another level up, looking nice and strong. 6 life. That's amazing for this point in the game. Like, we could take a lot of hits. And 2000 isn't even that bad to get up, so we'll be getting that with the next crystal. Which means that we're really making our way up. Things are looking great and bright. It's fantastic. Now all I have to do is just use the jump spell, hop over these pits.
Kids, won't you step outside for a second?
Hop over those pits, he said. Yeah, should have been easy. That didn't happen. This cool thing happened here. I took 2 guys down with my downward stab, which is brilliant. And it even gave me the level up, so I thought I'd pop that clip in. Anyway, back to the playthrough. So, after a lot of backtracking and big mess, and that cool double kill, I finally beat the second palace. What a disaster that was. But a fun disaster. It was a good laugh, and at the end of the day I wasn't annoyed. I was just sort of laughing and kicking myself for how dumb some of these mistakes were. But yeah, that's it. We got another level up. So now, we're looking pretty strong. 5 attack, 6 magic, and 6 life. I think things will go alright. Or at least I hope so. But yeah, there you go. That's the second palace done. So in the next part, we'll be heading to the third palace, and we'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching.